on ya. Check your phone.
All right, you guys. We have another Sunday already. We are well into April. Here in Sioux Falls, we've had sun and green grass right now. So hopefully we don't, like we did a few years ago when we were getting ready to head out to global convention, we got hit with a huge ice storm in the middle of April. So hopefully we are out of that and on to real spring and into end of school year and all of that good stuff. So welcome to everybody, especially anybody that's new on the call. We have a couple things that we want to get going for everybody. But one thing that I wanted to talk about was Worry tickets showed up in our back office for us to transfer out to everybody. So I have that on my list of things to do tomorrow. So you should receive an email if you did purchase a bulk group of tickets from us. And then you'll be able to distribute them to your team once we get those out to you. The other thing is make sure that you and your team are registered for Elite Academy itself. So currently right now we have 300 tickets that were purchased for the Worry event. And I know, the majority of people end up using those and going. But right now the Elite registration is only at 125. So that means there's a lot of people that are anticipating to go to there. They have their Worry ticket. They just don't have their Elite Academy registration purchased yet. So make that investment with yourself. The 15th of April is coming up soon. Not only tax deadline, but that means another residual income check coming in. So use that money, you guys, and reinvest into yourself. Get that Elite Academy ticket purchased if you haven't yet. And then also go through in your back office, look at that event registration report that's up in the right-hand corner. You can click on that. It'll have your relog in, and it's going to show you everybody in your group that's currently registered. So you can kind of go through and match that up to who all you have attending the Eric Worry event. We're super, super excited about what's happening, you guys. The numbers that are coming in as far as registration, new people, volume, everything is going at record numbers, not only in our organization, but in other organizations and company-wide. We're just seeing massive amounts of growth happening right now. And we know that that's part and due because of the time of year that we're in, but also because of the excitement, the activity that's happening. Meetings, people are doing meetings like crazy. We know that, the in-home meetings, the one-on-ones, the large group meetings, it's going at a phenomenal rate. And we know that when those activities are happening on a massive scale, it has massive effects in people's organizations. So we see that, we recognize it. We know the hard work that you guys are putting in and day out. I just got back from a trip, 3 different places in Wyoming. Got stuck in Salt Lake for an extra day, but ended up getting home on Friday. And it's fun to go out and just see the excitement and what people are doing, and the excitement that they're putting into their business. Because we don't always see, right away, the results of that type of activity, but I promise you, those people that have been putting in the consistent effort and doing the meetings over the last several months, dating back even into December, the results are happening and people are starting to see dramatic increases in their business. One thing that we get asked quite a bit that I want to touch on real quick is the difference between Platinum packs and Vantage packs. And I explain it like this, and I think it makes it pretty simple, is you have one opportunity to really create your story. And although the compensation plan equals, it's open equally for everybody at both of those levels, here's the big difference is, you get more product. You're going to be able to get it into more people's hands faster, not only within your family, but maybe some friends as well. And when you start to create those stories, that's when your belief is going to start to build. And the only way to do that is to get it into as many people's hands as quickly as possible. So that's one part of the difference between the Platinum pack and the Vantage pack. But more importantly, unless you have a large group of network marketers that you're bringing into this business, they aren't going to have experience, and they're going to look to you to see what you did. And I hear it over and over and over again from people as they get ready to decide between the different packs. They ask the question, well, what did you do? Okay. And again, you only have one time to create that story. And here's where it magnifies out, is it might not make a difference the first month. It might not make a difference the first 4 or 5 months, but eventually you're going to have a large enough group and distributors underneath you that it's really starting to become magnified. And what I mean by that is this. If you had 10 new people that come into your organization and they're duplicating coming in at the Platinum Pack, 10 people coming in at the Platinum Pack, that's 1,000 worth of volume each. So 1,000 times 10 people, that's 10,000 in volume. That's Pro 4 numbers, you guys, with new business coming in, not even talking about the auto ships, okay? The second part of that is if it duplicated through that everybody was getting in on Vantage packs, instead of 1,000 a piece, it's only 500. So 10 times 500 is 5,000 in new volume. So the difference there is Pro 3 as opposed to Pro 4 just in new volume. And that's where you're going to see huge differences. We have certain groups that is just Platinum Pack after Platinum Pack after Platinum Pack. And you ask them why, and they honestly, they look at you like you're crazy, like there isn't another option. That's just what we do. And then there's other groups that they feel uncomfortable talking about or asking their friends or their families to sign up with, a $1,200 investment. And it magnifies through, and we can see it in the back office as those comes in. There's certain groups that are accustomed to doing it, certain that aren't. And there's always going to be certain cases that somebody isn't going to be able to do that. And it just makes sense for them to come in at the Vantage Pack as opposed to waiting a couple months and doing something different. But for the most part, you guys, if you set it up for your business to have success like that and just talk through with the confidence of this is the right way to come into the business. If I had to re-enroll today, this is the pack that I would get in, things like that. The second component that I want to talk about real quick tonight is the auto ships, you guys. We always hear people say, I'm not a salesperson, or I don't want to be a salesperson. And that isn't what this business is intended to do. It's really built to create a residual income off of a consumable product line that people have positive benefits and they take over and over and over again. But I can tell you, when we go through the new members coming in, both on the distributor side and the customer side, it blows me away at how many people are entering up these new customers and new distributors with no auto ship. Okay. And if you are running your business with no auto ships, you're going to get into being more of a salesperson than you are somebody that's taking advantage of the benefits of creating an asset that has residual income. And you're going to see your numbers fluctuate quite a bit. So a tip for you, when you're registering new customers, new distributors, is first of all going through, okay, how many people in your family are going to be taking Protandim? How many people are going to be using Axial? Who's going to be using the weight management system or the skincare system? And just jot that down. And as you are entering it into the system, we're not having a huge dialogue about auto ship. We're not having a huge dialogue about a monthly payment or anything like that. We're just setting up the expectation, okay, you can change this at any point in time, but Protandim, for example, when you start taking it, you're going to be taking it for a minimum of 4 to 6 months. So it's just going to come to your house. If something changes that you need something switched, let me know what that is, and I can help you get it switched. Same with Axio. This is something that has cumulative effects. We're going to be taking it on a daily basis. So until something changes, we're just going to let that auto ship be what it is and set people up for success with that. Don't project onto them if you have concerns about shipping being too high. Don't project that onto the new people coming in, because they might not have the same feelings that you do. And so just get comfortable with how to do that. And if you have questions on how to easily integrate that into what we're already doing, let us know so we can give you some guidance and some more coaching on what that is. But we've got several people who are going to jump on. I want to first turn it over to Julie Mackey, because she was driving, and I don't know if for sure she got into an area that we're going to be able to hear her or see her. But Julie, are you available right now?
Do you have everybody muted?
I'm going to scroll through and see if I see her name. Well, I'll send her a text message, see if I can get her on. But Michelle, if you want to introduce somebody else while I do that.
Tanya, are you unmuted?
I am now. Can you hear me?
Oh, perfect. Hello. Yay, yay,
Hello.
yay. All right, everybody. This is Miss Tanya Sheldon, Elite Pro 7. And for those of you that don't know her, as you can see, her beautiful smile and whatnot just radiates, and you'll be able to see her heart come through. But Tanya is my soul sister, and she and I met years ago when I was first moving to Sioux Falls, and we actually met through an email. And she was working at a mortgage office, and I was the rep for that mortgage office for our company. And she and I fell in love with each other it was love at first email through just just the way that we both would speak back and forth to each other and communicate. And then we met each other. And so, long story short, fall in love with the people that just grab you from right away. There's a reason why people grab your attention. So Tanya is an unbelievable leader with our company and has been out there in Idaho. And when she went out there, she didn't know anybody. And it's an unbelievable, exciting thing to think of, Tanya, you moving out there and being the leader that you are and created what you have in Idaho now is just one of the coolest and most beautiful things. And so for anybody that's alone and in an area that you're alone in, or or you're just getting started, and even you are in an area where there are people, take it and just run with it and own it and make it happen. I mean, she didn't have anybody there, and she just said, I'm going to put meetings on Big Blue every week, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to reach out to cross-line people, not necessarily even people that she was just going to do on her own. She reached out to anybody and everybody that she could find. And by doing that, she's created something fabulous and has created a ton of incredible leaders there in Idaho and beyond within our organization is there, obviously, for everybody else too. But Tanya, I'm going to let you know kind of what's been happening this past week and share some nuggets to bless all these incredible people that are joining us here tonight. And thanks for being who you are.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, everybody. Isn't this so fun? I love seeing the two of you on the screen. It just makes me think of that little old couple and that like Hallmark commercial where they're trying to figure things out. And
over here.
What do we do next? What I'm going to share, I just want it to be one big lesson. I hope you know that it's not about me like tooting my own horn. I just want you to put yourself in my position and keep it as a lesson. But I feel like in Idaho now, we're in Idaho 2.0. Like it's time to just get momentum rolling again. And just 2 weeks ago, well, first of all, when I hit Pro 5, I went to the summit and Mark Shinsato was there. And I have always been intimidated by successful people. I've always questioned, what do I say to them? Are they going to even like me? How are they going to judge me? Like I create this whole movie in my head that's not true because you just have to step outside your comfort zone and go meet these people. And I went and did that with Mark at Pro 5 Summit. I sat in a chair next to him and we had the most amazing conversation. And that kind of started a little bit of relationship that every time I saw him, I made a point to go say hello. And I could have easily thought, I'm sure he won't remember me. I'm not going to go. He's busy. He's surrounded by all these people. But I didn't. I made myself uncomfortable continually and went up to him anyway. And turns out he knows Tanya Sheldon. And just 2 weeks ago, we had a Super Saturday here in Idaho. And it was the first one I'd done for my group in quite some time, actually. We usually have been rotating them or we drive to Salt Lake City. And I remember at the end, like really being firm with everybody. And we decided that we are not going to wait for anybody to come into Idaho and do things for us. We're not going to wait for anybody to come in with more clout and teach us. Like we know what we need to know and enough's enough. Like it's us creating the momentum. The momentum starts with you and then it feeds into your business and then it feeds into the organization and then it feeds into the company. It starts with you individually. And so we put that out there, right, that we were going to do it. And we started taking massive action. We're having call Mondays, everybody getting together, calling and inviting. And then last Wednesday, Michelle texted me and she said, if you get a strange number calling you, make sure you pick it up. And I didn't have Mark Shinsato in my phone. So I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you're kind of freaking me out. And like, it's literally at the same time, I get a text from Mark Shinsato telling me that he is coming to Boise to see a friend. And if it's not too much trouble, he would love to do a meeting for me. But I don't have to go out of my way if it's too much. And I'm like, what? Yes. And I was so excited. And I thought, like, this is it. This is a see it, believe it, receive it. Believe it, see it, receive it. Whatever it is. Like, this is it. Someone heard us having that intention of doing it. And Mark Shinsato, he was on vacation. So now learn a lesson about leadership as I tell you this. He was on vacation with his family. He had no intention of doing any presentations, but he was coming to Boise and he thought, I'm going to help Tanya and her team while I'm there. And he reached out to us. And it was the night before, like he was literally driving to Boise and he was going to come to my home that next night. And I put out a call to action to everybody. And I'm telling you, like, it's almost like a secret we should do. Like, if you're going to go somewhere and do a meeting for somebody, tell them last minute because it puts people into massive action. And that's what it did. It was amazing. I told Michelle, I'm like, I envisioned people on my stairs, all over my home. And that's what happened. People were sitting on the steps. They were all around the living room. Mark went and bought a shirt to do the meeting. He didn't have a good shirt with him. He went and bought a hookup for his computer to do the meeting. And he came, and his servanthood and just his humility, he worked the room, said hello to everyone. At the end of it, and then he took a 10-minute break, and he said, for anyone that wants to know more about how to do the business and how to make money, we'll gather again in 10 minutes. And no one left, not one person. And I told him at the end, I'm like, in front of everybody, I said, you have no idea what a blessing you were to our people. Distributors came out of the flipping woodwork to come see him. And they are re-engaged because of him and because of how kind he was. And at the end, he gave it a great example. His phone went off while he was doing the meeting. And he said, oh, it's not my wife, I won't answer. And he told a story about a gentleman who was doing a meeting or on stage or something, and his wife called me, didn't pick up, and she was later killed in a car accident. And he just said, he goes, I will always answer if it's my wife. So then his wife calls while he's doing the meeting later, and they were at dinner and just wanted to know if he needed anything to eat. So at the end, no one had any questions. So he said, well, great, I can go eat with my family. Said thank you. And what did he do? Tina, who you're going to hear from tonight, was sitting next to him. And I had him talk about a training that he was doing this last weekend. Because in my mind, I thought, if Mark talks about the training he's doing, he could bless someone even more in that room. And maybe someone that's a guest would want to go with us and get more training from Mark Shinsato. And sure enough, Tina, this amazing woman, says, well, I'm going to go. And Mark almost started crying. And so instead of going and eating with his family, he kneels down next to her and just starts talking to her. And then one after the other, he just kept talking to people, taking pictures. And he didn't say once again that he needed to go eat with his family. It was about us. It was about the team. It was about the company. It was about his heart. It was just, I learned so much just from watching him. And I hope you can take those lessons as well with your team. Just if you make it about people and you make it about your heart, you're going to bless people in the greatest ways possible. And you might not know right away, but it comes back to you later. So we then gathered a carload, and the Weezer people got up at like 1:30 in the morning. I got to sleep till 3, so that was awesome. And at 4 o'clock, we took off for Salt Lake City. And it's not an easy drive. Like, most of it's in the dark, and there's not a lot to look at. But we were excited, and we wanted to learn even more. And we wanted to continue to show our faces. Like, I could have gotten a ticket from someone else that wasn't showing up, but I said, I want my name on that ballot. I want proof that I showed. I want them to see that I was there, because I want those gifts to continue to come back to Idaho and to us, so they know that we're treating this like a business and we're serious. So go out of your way and show up. It may seem exhausting at the time, but you'll get what you need and bring people with you. So yeah, it was amazing. Like, I feel so blessed and so grateful for it. And I learned so much from his leadership by watching all of it. So I don't know who you want to go next to, Michelle. We've got Colleen Holtz. Do you want to go with her?
Let's do, Julie got on real quick. Hey,
perfect.
Julie, can you hear me?
Just because she's driving.
Yeah.
I want to eat up all her data allowance for the month in one. Hey, Julie, can you hear me? I can see you.
You have to unmute her.
Let's see.
Unmute.
No, it might have froze. Doesn't look like she's moving, so I would imagine her
Okay.
screen froze. Okay, back to you, Tanya.
Okay. Thanks, Shawn. Colleen Holtz, I know you're out there, and Colleen is here, part of our Idaho team. She is a PE teacher. She's retiring soon, and she's ready to take on this business full force. And she works so, so hard. She's just so full of belief. And she did. She brought a guest Thursday night. It was her second look. And Colleen gets to introduce Tina, and Tina gets to share an amazing story. So, Colleen.
Hi there.
Yay.
How are ya?
Hello.
Okay, well, as Tanya said, I am a PE teacher. I've been teaching 30 years. This is my final year. Woo! And it was a struggle to get into this year. I had a lot of personal things that went on in my life. And I kind of played hooky the first contract day of school and worked somewhere else. But the day that I walked into school, I knew we had a new secretary. And I walked into my school and I looked at that secretary and I knew it was going to be a fantastic year, because the first thing I saw was this smile and this happiness. And that's a big deal when you're walking into a school, because the first person you greet is the one that makes your day. You still there?
Yeah.
And so I introduced myself to Tina, and I found through the few weeks that I got to know her, this passionate, hardworking, not going to let anything stand in her way. She didn't know anything about being a secretary. We have 23 languages at my school.
Wow.
She was phenomenal, and I just thought, I need to get to know her. And as I got to know her, I was like, I need to introduce this business to her. This is something that would be phenomenal for her. So took us a few months to finally get it together, but finally she was able to come to a meeting and she said, I'm in, I'm going to do this. And so we worked on that, got her to be a customer. And then she came, I said, you've got to see Mark. He is the most phenomenal person up on stage. He's just so humble and so kind. And so she canceled her dance classes, got a sub actually, so that she could come to that meeting. And so I'm just so excited and so proud to introduce my really new good friend that I love so dearly, Tina Wayman.
Awesome. Hi, everybody.
Welcome.
Can you hear me okay? Hi, it's nice to meet all of you. Colleen has been just an amazing blessing in my life, and I just love her dearly. I love her like a sister, and it has just been so great just to get to know her, and she just brings such an amazing vibe to our school. And she, like, when she first came to meet me, she hugged me and everything, and she was going through some personal things and still just made me feel completely welcomed. And I just loved her right away, and I knew she was going to be like my favorite person at the school. So she's fantastic, and I am so thankful that she has given me this opportunity that I didn't even know was out there. And it kind of started with a Tuesday afternoon. I was having a slump at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was busy. And she goes, "Here, try this Axio." And I'm like, "What is it?" And had great energy right away, and just fell in love with it because I didn't feel shaky, and it actually had caffeine in it, and it felt really great. And I'm a dance teacher also part-time, and it was perfect for that. So it kind of started there. My journey's been kind of interesting. I had a business before I owned a dance studio for 7 years, and just sold it this last year, and then started at the school as the secretary. And I still teach dance because I love it. And I used to do Arbonne for about 7 years. So I know a little bit about marketing with network marketing. And when Colleen showed me this, I said, okay, I need to do this. I just have to make the time because I know it is a business and you have to treat it as a business. And so I went to the first meeting and I loved everything that I heard. I just was trying to figure out when am I going to have time to make meetings and
do calls and call potential clients and just trying to figure that out, and got a little overwhelmed and had to give it a month or so. And then she brought me on Thursday night, and I just knew just from what she was telling me with a level 10, I was like, okay, I have to go. I'm going to make this work. And I got a sub for my dance classes and went over in my workout clothes and felt a little underdressed. But Tanya is just so awesome and welcomes everybody, and the group is just great. And Mark was just the most humble person you could ever meet, and he was just excited and happy and just genuinely there to share his business with us. So it was a really great experience. And after he got done sharing the business, he sat down and talked with me, and I just said, I don't even know how to invite somebody because I've gone through all my contacts with Arbonne. I'm like, how do I go back through and start this all over again? And was worried about how they would think about it. And he's like, you have to not think about you have to think about them and showing them this awesome opportunity. And he's like, it's not about your fear, it's about sharing something great with them. And he said, wouldn't you feel terrible if you missed this and that Colleen didn't share it with you? And I thought, yeah, I would. So that was my experience. And then when they said he was doing a training on Saturday, I looked at Colleen and I said, I want to go. And then Tanya said, well, that's great, because I have one more space for you.
That's awesome.
Meant to be.
Yeah.
Wow. A firecracker there, huh?
Yeah.
That's fun. It's fun that you have that experience too. And, learning right away from one of the greatest people in our business, not only in the company, but I think in the industry. Mark Shinsato has such a servant's heart really for everybody. And he just wants to pour into people that want it. And we love that about Mark. He's always got that smile on his face when he does it too.
Mm-hmm. What was
Definitely.
one other takeaway from the actual training, a business tip outside of the invite that you mentioned that you took away that maybe you hadn't heard before or you heard in a different light?
I think one of the most important things that he said is definitely go with the momentum. Make your 15 appointments a month and try and get 1 business builder a month and 3, still learning terminology, but 3 auto ship clients a month. And then if you work that way, just doing 5 business builders and 10 auto ship clients, and then going 3 down and just working it and making sure that you make the steps that you need to make and follow the business plan, because it's doable and everybody gets those on their business packs. And so following those steps and just doing it.
Right.
I think that's the biggest thing, like scheduling an appointment like you're going to schedule your workout or whatever. I think that was just the biggest thing. And then he gave us some tips on just how to just practicing with your team, practicing signing a person up just with the other person that signed you up, and just going through that dialogue and practicing it. And the more you do it, the better you'll get at it.
For sure. Just it's the speaking it and doing over and over and over. For sure. Tanya's woohoo, and that's right with Julie.
That's awesome. So we will.
Tina, you're awesome. Welcome.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Yay.
Absolutely. Have a great week. And we will see if we can get Miss Julie Mackey on now. Can you hear us, Julie? I see her head shaking this time, so that's good. Michelle's going to.
I can hear you.
There we go.
All right.
Woo!
I think everybody can hear you. So I will just intro you with this. We were leaving a meeting in Cheyenne, Wyoming on Tuesday night, and one of the guys that we were with, he said, I can always tell where people are in Lifevantage because I just look for the beam of light that's following Julie. And that's absolutely true. She just, she gets this. She knows what she wants out of it, and she puts in the necessary action to make it happen. So that beacon of light, Julie, is who he was referring to, and I will turn it over to you.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And Shawn, thanks so much for coming out to Wyoming. And I know it was really windy and you braved the wind, but just so grateful that you took the time to help us. I know I had talked to you about this, and Michelle and Chelsea, and just realizing a year ago that Shawn came to my apartment and did a presentation, and I had one person there, And then the next hour, Sandy and I talked to him and picked his brain about finances and corporate, or just a lot of different questions. And then going to fast forward a year, and the room was full, and then there's whole other team started. So it's so exciting, and that made me feel really good. And just, I don't know, a lot of people go through ups and downs, me included, and I just don't give up and just keep talking to people and help people. And I'm excited for this year, and I am done with my job at the end of May, so I can do this a little bit more full time and just help people as much as I can. I went skiing this weekend, and I spent a lot of time on the phone, but it's fine because I was in the trees on the phone, and it was beautiful. So I can do this anywhere. Pulled over on the side of the road, finally got cell phone service, but this is where I need to be. God put me here for a reason, and I have all of you with me, so I'm blessed. Thank you very much.
You rock. Have you guys noticed this theme with teachers retiring here?
It's awesome.
We have at least three or four on the webinar right now that are all moving on to different pastures. So it's awesome to see this, you guys. And I'll tell you, it never builds as fast as anybody wants. But when you look back over a couple year period, what else could you have done to impact your life and the amount of people's lives that we impact in any other capacity? It's amazing what we have our hands on, and it keeps getting better. This Nerf One product that's coming out, we don't have an exact day when it's launching, but I'm telling you, it is going to be another game changer, and we're going to be able to bless just that many more people. And I talk about it all the time too, that it's not just the health benefits, it's the financial aspect too. Somebody getting them an extra $300-400 that they didn't have previously can completely change the family dynamic because of the new financial checks and the stream that they have coming in income wise. So that's part of it too. And just being around the great group of people that we attract. This attracts unbelievable people that just genuinely care about helping other people and leaving the world a better spot because of them being in it. So we look forward to everything that's coming up. I cannot believe we're already into April. Soon enough, we'll be saying, oh, I can't believe how fast summer went by, and then we're heading into the holiday season again. So make the most of it. The time's going to go by anyway. So take 2016 and really change your life with the opportunity that's afforded you with this. And I promise you we'll pour into you as much as you're willing to pour out. So I will let Michelle have the final say, and we'll get you off of this week's call, and we'll have the recording sent out as soon as possible. I think the format that we're going to be doing is just posting it to our YouTube channel, getting you guys the link to be able to get out to your group or re-listen to whatever you need to re-listen to. So with that, Michelle, it's yours, and I will hush.
Well, it's just a beautiful thing to see, the growth of everybody, and then, brand new people and new guests coming on, and being able to witness as well the love and the genuine sincerity and the care of each and every one of you, and where that will also go. And for your belief to see these people who have done it and who are doing it. I remember when Shawn and I first got started, we had never done network marketing before, and all I had to go on was, yes, we have a lot of amazing science and we have no competition in the world. And yes, we are publicly traded, and we weren't even on the NASDAQ then, but we're publicly traded so the world could see everything that there was for the finances. But I had that gut feeling that this was something very special. And for those of you that are new, and for those of you that are re-engaging or that are totally in it, we had nothing to go off of but that faith in the people that were leading us. And this family that we have on the phone here tonight, or on the Zoom, and people within our company, it's such a beautiful thing that we cannot take for granted. And we've got to share with everybody. It is a responsibility. And to be able to have this community and to be able to grow and improve the lives, like Shawn said, not only in the health way, aspect, the financial aspect, the relationship aspect, and then earning money so that you could give back. Chelsea and Matt Welna received this great Facebook message from these people that they're giving to, and what an unbelievable way to give back to the world in greater ways because of the finances that you're being able to have come in as well. So you're here for a big, big reason. And get your guests or your friends and your family, if they want to see what some of this stuff's about on some of these calls too, because it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And Julie, are you still there, my dear? I can see your smiling face.
Yeah.
So tell me on last month, how many meetings do you think you did? Or last week? Last week, simple.
Well, for sure 1 every day, and sometimes 2 to 3 every day.
Yes.
Wow.
And how are you having fun?
Oh yeah.
It's crazy, you guys, but fast is fun, I'm telling you, and it's worth it. Shawn's got something really funny in his hand right now. You guys have to see.
So we were going through our old stuff, and this is the bottle we had to deal with when we first got started. It's not quite as pretty as the new bottles are. So we're going to see changes. We're going to see new things come in. Here's the old True Science bottle as well. Some of you on the Zoom and the webinar have seen this and remember that. Some of the new people, you're like, wow, I've never seen that. You guys are ancient. So
isn't that cool? So it's an exciting thing. We love you guys so much. Thank you for sticking on a little extra tonight. Congratulations to everybody for all the work that you're doing each and every day for yourself to personally grow, for sharing this gift for everybody that's out there. Just remember and go to bed tonight and ask God, who should I be sharing this with tomorrow? And write those names down and share it with them. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Like Tina, what you were saying, the more that you speak it, the more that you do it, the more that you get comfortable with it, the more no's you get, the okays you get. Share all of it with all of us, and we're going to celebrate everything, okay? We love you. We're thankful for you. Diana, I see Rollins. I heard you have some exciting people that you're meeting with. Thumbs up, thumbs up.
I did, and actually, they are from Cancun, the main couple, and their friend gave them the ABC clip, which just speaks to don't wait. I don't know if these people have just met them today, but don't wait. She already had the clip on her phone.
Whoa!
I gave her the presentation.
Wow.
But don't wait.
Unbelievable.
Don't hesitate.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, people that she met out on the slopes in Vail, sharing this information with them. They already had the ABC clip. It's going to go, and that's what they teach us about momentum, is that once this starts getting going, it's going to go, and it's going to go fast. Woo! That's cool.
It was fun. It was a good one.
Cool. You're awesome.
All right, you guys
everybody.
have a great week, and we will talk soon. Take care.
Sure.